Nerds, welcome to Powerful, the Power Metal Podcast. We are back. I am your host, as usual, Fernando, and I'm here once again with my very lovely and very Nordic-looking friend, Mr. Kyle. Mr. Kyle, how are you doing in this fine weekend?
You know, Mr. Kyle has been very tired the past couple of weeks, but I am so stoked to finally be here to do our big Epic Fest episode, the third one, somehow.
Somehow we've been roped into this again. When we went the first time, I was very, very doubtful we would ever do the second one. And this is the third time. It's, it was great. I don't know.
We're very committed to the bit.
Why do we let them keep getting away with this? This is wrong.
Could it be because it's fun and there's cool people there and cool music and it's ultimately worth it all? And, you know, deep down, we truly love and appreciate it.
There has to be a deeper conspiracy going on or something.
Yeah. You're right.
No, we've done it again. It's April. It's on the Northern Hemisphere spring. We visited once again the frozen north, which wasn't that frozen, luckily, because of the time of year. An epic weekend was had on top of a bunch of other shit that we did, given that we were already there. But today, right now, we're going to focus on this one epic weekend. It's a funny word to say, epic, over and over again. I'm happy that's the name of the fest.
We're going to say it a lot.
Yeah.
It's Epic Fest Chapter 4, Tales of Might and Magic.
It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. To anyone that is remotely interested in power metal, this is your fest. At least if you are in the area or you can afford the travel. Obviously, there's a lot of... this works very well within a very specific sphere. But to anyone that is in Europe and can swing it, or even better, is in Denmark, you should give this a try. Looking at the lineup for this year that we have experienced. We already talked about this before in our previous episodes, hyping up the road to Epic Fest. But this was a very stacked year for the power metal millennial fan demographic that is in their 30s with disposable income.
A lot of nostalgic pulls here. We got some up-and-comers too, some bands that I never thought I'd see live, some I was very excited to see live for the first time, some old favorites. We really had it all at this festival. And on top of that, Epic Fest is always doubling down on, hey, this is the place to do all your nerdy shit. I feel like I see more and more people dressed up every time. You know, more elves and Vikings and wizards. You know, this is the power metal fest of all power metal festivals here.
Yeah, definitely. We've noticed this, and it's more obvious than ever that you can see these bands. They are touring, right? This is not like when you go to Prog Power. But it's not like when you go to Prog Power USA. When you are going to that festival, you feel like, oh, look at the lineup. These are bands that this is their one-off show in the region. You can catch most of all these acts, especially the bigger acts, in the middle of their tour somewhere else in Europe and in Latin America, luckily. But the real fest is happening between the sets. A lot of people are having a lot of fun, indulging in their cool interests. Like you said, a bunch of cosplay, a bunch of just living in the moment and striking new conversations with people that you have never met before. But since you clearly like the same things, it's very easy to just start talking with others, and suddenly you leave with a bunch of extra friends than when you arrived, which is
the wildest
very nice.
thing for me. Now, this might be a bit self-centered to say, but when we encounter European listeners of Powerful, That's what really gets me.
That's incredible.
Like, wow, there are people in, all over the world, whether it's, UK or Germany or whatever, listening to my silly opinions about sillier music. And then it's like, people are coming up to me. It's like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to your guys' episode about this festival to like re-experience it. I'm like, oh man, you're putting pressure on me to do quality content for you, my dear listeners. Oh man,
don't let the pressure. Yeah, don't let the pressure get to you. Forget they are there. They are not in the room. You just gotta be you, Kyle. That's why it works.
It's just me and the suave Latin American voice in my head.
Yeah, no, it was great meeting all the listeners that hopefully are listening to this. Yeah, you guys are great. You should know it. You know it. If you found us, hopefully you got a little guitar pick from Powerful, which is very special. Because we almost didn't get them in time. That's
well, the rush order for our new merch.
We did
picks.
We had to go. I love this story because I wanted to make this. We had made guitar picks with the Powerful logo way back in the day, and I ran out of them eventually, right? And I'm like, we should do.
They also kind of look like shit now, but
they have not. Yeah, they don't do well over time. If the sun hit them, the colors are gone. But I was trying to get new ones, and of course I didn't do it in time because that's how we roll. And I was like freaking out because I'm trying to find I find free places that do printed custom guitar picks here in Buenos Aires to do it relatively quick. And one of them replies, the others just ghost me. And I send the image and they are like, oh, the colors might not work. And I'm like, it's green and yellow. That's all I need, right? Black, green, yellow on a white guitar pick or something else, or trying to background first. But it's like, no, don't do it. I just need it to be green. That's the thing that matters most, right? That's our branding. And they sent me a photo of a print, of a test print. And
it was awful.
It was fucking purple. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I didn't even want to get into it because that's clearly, or the printer is wrong, or the person doesn't know how to use the printer, because how can you not get it to print green?
We're not searching for the amethyst.
Yeah,
sword here,
I didn't want an iridescent, like, super crazy fade between two colors. No, I just wanted plain green. I don't know. I just thought, okay, yeah, whatever, refund me. We're not doing this. That is completely useless to me. And now I'm freaking out because we need to leave in like a couple days. So we talked to one of our now extended crew, of who you will learn eventually.
The Powerful Empire.
The Powerful Empire expands, yeah. And it's like, oh, I'm flying out the day after you in the US. So let's see. We found this place in the US that does them. That they look great. It looks like a very legit operation where you could order like thousands of picks, whatever. And it's like, yeah, let's get them. And I'm making a better design now, and they have wider shaped picks, so that's great and everything. And then it's like, oh, but they take 2 days to make them at best, and we have a weekend in the middle, and then holidays were coming, and we're like, okay, we need to rush this order, and it cost a fortune, and they had to arrive at this guy's place before he left the country, and luckily he made it in time.
It all worked out.
Yeah, he of course left him when he left to the airport and had to go back to great Uber expense. But bless his heart, he did get them, and we could hand them out to all the fans that we met and people that we interviewed, which you will see eventually on the YouTube side of things. Because this time we actually put some brain to it and said, okay, we're gonna film some stuff, and we're actually gonna edit it, and it's gonna come out as a special episode on YouTube. It will be a whole self-contained YouTube video thing.
There is so much that's powerful going on. Like we'll talk about it with the whole festival, but like we were missing a handful of bands here and there because we were going around filming,
We're
talking to
actually
people,
working as
documenting
media.
stuff.
That's what we were doing.
we did our jobs as actual media people. Wow, imagine that.
Imagine that. Oh, but it was great. It was great, and we should talk about this great fest. And
yes,
to truly begin, we had to begin before the fest. Still,
of course,
because as you, dear listener, hopefully know, because we had a chat before the fest with Lage, one of the co-founders and organizers of the fest that puts a lot of work into all of this. They had a special night on the first day before the festival, doing a set of power metal songs played in the Roskilde Cathedral pipe organ, which was like, wow, this is so cool. And
that's a crazy idea.
It's a great idea. Like that it makes so much sense in my brain. Like, of course, 2+2. Yeah, let's do it. And I attended. And
yeah, so when Lauga was telling us like, oh yeah, we're doing this thing the Thursday before, I was devastated because I already had plans for that night to go see Hell Ripper, the black and speed metal band in Copenhagen. As just my little appetizer. But so that was an awesome show. Not power metal, but Hell Ripper, they were ripping hell. While we were doing that, or I was doing that, you were off in Roskilde checking out the power metal organ show at the Cathedral. So please tell us.
It's very different to Hell Ripper.
A little bit, yeah.
It was, so I took the train, got once again to good old Roskilde, which I now feel like I know but the back of my hand. I still got lost.
Yes.
I mean,
home away from home.
Yeah, the best thing is that you can always just look around, and when you find the cathedral, you can just point to it and you'll get there.
Some great level design in Roskilde.
Great level design. Perfect. I got in there just in time, just before the actual performance started. It was full of people, like absolutely full. You could see all these metalheads and fantasy nerds and some regular people just sitting there around, in not just in the benches of the church, but also there were some areas where they had like these puffs where you could sit down, so people sitting in the ground, and there was a very cozy atmosphere. There were some candles and the sun was going down, which is something that looks gorgeous inside that cathedral when the sun setting through the windows. It's magical. And there were some words said, and this guy starts performing. It was funny that I thought the controls, I thought the manuals for the organ were visible in the ground floor of the church, but no, the guy was up there in the first floor, and you could not see him. You could not see the performer from the ground, from the seats.
So you're just chilling there, being serenaded by the organ.
Exactly. And what is best to start serenading you than through the fire and flames?
Of course.
But now this is not just plugging in the song. The performer, which I wish I had the name of, but I haven't found it. I will edit it in if I found it. They made actual arrangements of the songs for the pipe organ for this specific performance and setting. So it was actually a very chill, very cozy version of Through the Fire and Flames.
And it was just the organ, nothing
else
accompanying it, right?
Nothing other than the organ. And to anyone that knows, a church pipe organ can do a lot of different sounds. So it's not like it sounds boring or flat. It's actually very, very cool. It's a very powerful sound, because when you are something that not a lot of people think about, church organs are the largest musical instruments that humanity has ever built, because the whole church is the instrument. The pipes are all around the space, and the whole thing works as the resonant chamber. And it is incredible to listen into that instrument inside of a church, and being melodies that you know from other spaces is so cool. They also played some Halloween songs. They played I think it was something from Stradivarius.
I think there was some Sabaton in there, is what I heard.
Sabaton was the closer, the final song. It got the loudest cheer from the crowd. They also played a classic Bach piece, which has been used by every remotely classically inclined guitar player that has played metal from Ingvar to now. So it was familiar to everyone, and maybe I assume that a bunch of people were thinking of different songs when they were hearing that, and that's something that obviously makes a lot of sense to anyone that has looked into a bit of music analysis. There's a whole half of power metal that comes from that tradition of ripping off Bach, and of course
the whole neoclassical thing.
Yes, right? Yes, and of course it worked perfectly. And it was really nice. After the whole performance, there was an actual church service for the people that wanted to. A lot of people didn't stay for that. I would say 75% of the people there left. And they did this in Danish and then in English, like they were doing bits of it in both languages. It was interesting hearing a sermon that linked power metal to Christian values, like finding the light in the dark and fighting the battles and being heroic and all that. It was pretty cool. Like, it was well thought out.
Playing to their audience there, yeah.
Yeah. And then they actually played all the songs again. So it paid off to, to stay. And it was very nice. Like, they put a bunch of lights around the church that were multicolored to add to the atmosphere. They really did something very cool, very, very cool, very culturally relevant, something that pushes you to actually, we're not just going to a festival, we're going to this city and just leaving it for a couple of days. It was very, very nice. And that was just Thursday night.
Yeah, I saw some clips of the Oregon stuff. It seems like the kind of thing where a video will not do it justice. Like, you really had to be like, enveloped by it to fully experience it. Yeah. So I am jealous of that.
Yeah, it was very, very nice. Thanks, Loge, for pulling it off and inviting us and everything. And of course, now we are just assuming that there's going to be something similar next year.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they keep raising the bar like this, they're setting their standards very high. Is this going to be a regular thing? I hope so, because it seems really cool.
It was very cool. But let's get to the true cool stuff. Friday is the actual start of Epic Fest Day 1, which always starts with getting to Roskilde for us, because we should get there before, but we're not that smart.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. I mean, luckily, the trains from Copenhagen are super easy, and they were actually faster than last year, because we got there in like 20 minutes instead of 40. I don't know what we did different, but great. Very great. And very early on, there's still pre-fest stuff, because there were activities at the Roskilde city center in the old town hall with people painting miniatures and doing like self-contained D&D adventures and just having fun with other nerds. And it was lovely. We just went there for a little bit to see.
Creeped on them for a while.
Yeah. Don't say it like that. We're just documenting. Please.
No, yes. Okay.
Please. You are always perversing what we do. And there's no need. There's no need. Like, when our friend Chris was there, he knows we weren't creeping. And it was nice, because it was this really nice space, very quiet, and there was someone was playing power metal off of their phone. But everyone was like just painting those super detailed miniatures that I don't have the patience for.
The D&D crowd looked pretty into it as well. They had the dungeon master, going all out. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and you have to assume that probably that whole party is people that have never met before.
Because they just like buy or reserve spots before this, and I think they all filled up pretty quick.
Yeah, it sold out immediately. It was a paid event just to keep the numbers manageable.
Yeah, it wasn't like a huge thing. It was just like one moderately sized room, a handful of groups.
Yeah, exactly. But great, because like it's one of those accessories that match the crowd, right? So it's what the people want, which is great. And then we get to the venue, the massive. I think it feels exaggerated, but it feels massive, just because of the giant Epic Fest flag that is just there in the wind.
Honestly, the big flag flowing in the wind is like my favorite touch of all of this, to make it feel like a grand thing,
Yeah, it tells everyone that yes, now Roskilde is for Epic Fest right now. This is what you're here for. You have arrived.
Yeah, you've navigated the streets, and all the locals looking at you kind of funny as you follow your battle-jacketed brethren down to the Congress Center.
Yeah, we made it to the Roskilde Congress Center once again. And something that I don't remember if it was like this time, but this time the very first band opened in the largest stage.
Yeah. I like that they did that this year instead of having the first band be in the smaller Gimli. I think it just feels like a bigger, more explosive start to the fest, to just start with the big stage, as opposed to trying to get all the excited people like into the little venue. That was a little awkward. I think it's just starting big was the way to go.
And this is something that we didn't think about before, but it starts like it started at 3 p.m. and the festival goes all the way into like 1 a.m. So it's like late in the day that everything happens. Obviously, there were people playing the D&D and doing the miniatures from like 11 a.m. I think. So that's part of it. But something that our slightly younger self didn't clock in was that, oh, yes, everyone has to stay awake for very late, which for me is not a problem, but I know a lot of people don't find that very pleasant. But it's worth it. It's worth it. I don't think it was that much worth it to see the opener. In this case, we're going to talk about the very first band now. As much as
coming
I
out and saying it. Wow, okay.
I don't care. We don't care.
It's your favorite industry plant band, dude. Come on.
I don't even consider it an industry plant band, but maybe it is. I don't know. Everything like industry plant doesn't mean much. But to not go into a tangent, Angus McSix. I can't even say it right. Angus McSix.
Angus McSix.
Angus McSix was the very first band on Epic Fest at 3 o'clock in the realm of might and magic, the largest stage on the fest. And I reluctantly followed my friends to listen to a couple songs. And I don't like it. I really don't.
It is the style of power metal that is, I think, so far beyond parody that it does make you ask, what we're doing here.
It doesn't even loop around to being interesting. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm too old for this.
On one hand, I appreciate the, I guess, all the money that goes into the costumes and the theatricality of it. I do wish the music was a little more interesting than just bare bones. We're just going to have like a slightly catchy melody and a vaguely sing-alongy type of chorus. And, like Angus McSix is a whole other tangent we could go on as far as like, what is the point of this band now that the Vanity project, this angle of it is over? Maybe we don't get into that. We didn't stick around very long here. Yeah. I was there for like 10 minutes, listened to like 3 songs, was like, all right, let's go shoot more content, because we have bands we're more interested in seeing later, so we'll knock some of this out now. Yeah,
so this is obviously my personal take of this. I see the effort in the costumes. I see the whole like stage presence they have. The guy with the giant muscles, the reflective suits, the lights and everything, the themes, the catchy, hooky imagery. Yeah. But I like listening to music a lot, and I am not really getting it. I'm not getting the substance here, and I had to walk out when they were doing the announcement of the song, the first song or second song. I think the first one was just an intro.
Was it the 666?
Yeah,
well, there was a lot of.
It lasted
There were so
forever.
many sixes going on here, man. Oh my god.
He was talking. I felt like forever that he was like, "We have 1 6, and what we need is another 6." And everyone go, "Yeah." And you know what goes with that? Another 6. Yeah. And then even another 6. Whoa! This is the song 666, and I'm lost. I cannot take it. And I know that a lot of, obviously, there's a number of people that like them. There was a number of people having the time of their lives. That is great. I love that for all of you. You should enjoy what you enjoy. I don't enjoy it personally. So we left, and we just took in the rest of the fest of everyone coming in, talk to people, ask people silly questions like, what's your top 4 power metal bands? We got a lot of Manowars, which was interesting. But
I think it's hilarious that we got so many Manowars.
Yeah. Yeah. Like everyone, like, oh, let's ask this elf. Manowar. Let's ask this troll. Manowar. Let's ask this archer. Manowar. Okay, we get it. It's Manowar. Everyone loves Manowar. That's perfect. But maybe they love a bit more this band, Dragony.
Yeah, Dragony from Austria. So this is one I had been wanting to see. I think this sort of falls into what I would call like a quintessential Epic Fest set, where here's a decently established EU power metal band, where maybe they're not quite big enough to get a visa to play prog power or whatever. So I'm getting one of those more unique experiences that I wouldn't be able to get if I wasn't going to this festival. So in that case, I did very much enjoy getting to see Dragony. I listened to them a decent amount in college back in the day, when I think it's like their second album kind of started to blow up. So that was really cool to get to see them. They also recently-ish added a second singer officially to the band, being Maria Nesh. So adding another dimension to their sound. They kind of traded off vocalist duty, sometimes just one, sometimes both. I feel like it would be best if they just always had both of them up there, just to have the most going on. But I thought it was a solid show overall.
Yes, it was very, very nice. This was at the medium stage at King Grover's Hall, which is inside of the Congress Center. So for the people that don't know, that haven't been, there's 2 venues for Epic Fest, and one of them is the big one. It's the Roskilde Congress Center. There you have the big and medium stages, and then there's another venue, which is the smaller stage.
It does get confusing with all the fantasy names.
Yeah.
I feel like it almost serves as this like barrier to entry that also then creates like the in the know crowd of like, but even then no one calls it the Realm of Mighty Magic. They just say, go to the big one.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're going to call them after I mentioned the name, that now this is the medium stage. So Dragon is at the medium stage. They were very cool. I like when bands have 2 main vocalists or more. That's something that I deeply enjoy. So this was very, very cool to see. And they just play it's just what you expect fantasy power metal to be like, if you don't know anything.
Yeah, pretty modern style fantasy power metal, I'd say.
Yeah, it was very nice. Very nice. I didn't stay for the whole show because I also went to see Ipomonia. So this band was playing on Gimle, which is the different venue. It's a smaller stage, which is just this whole venue, which is very cool. So far, in general, I think our favorite sets have been in Gimle. In the other,
those are the most intense because it's so small, it's so intimate. Yeah. And the band is right there. Everyone's like feeding off each other.
So you suddenly aren't anymore in a big fest. You are in like this small venue full of actual fans. So it's great. This band Ipomonia we didn't know about. We don't know anything about them. They are from Denmark, so they're local. It seems to be
I like that they like have like the up and coming like local people that they kind of elevate here.
Yes, 100%. That is great. They seem to be a one-person project normally. I think there were 4 people playing. It was very interesting. They were playing some proggy, ambiency stuff. They had this like glow-in-the-dark paint. They painted stuff on their bodies, so it was a very cool visual. Not super exaggerated, right? Very understated, but it was very cool. I only got to see their last song because they played a really short set. Because apparently they have very few songs. Which
I think they have
me.
like an EP with like 4 songs.
Yeah. It was actually like I thought I was getting there with enough time to see a bunch of songs, and I only got to see one. But I liked it. It was kind of proggy, ambiency. So if you like proggy, go check them out for it. Maybe there's something that you would like.
I didn't get to see this one because I was at Dragony the whole time. But I'm glad to hear it was a good show, at least from what you're able to see.
Yeah, I got the ending, but it looks very nice. Some people were into it. I think 2 of our friends mentioned that they are like fans now after that show. So it works.
Awesome.
Seeing music live is always great. And after that, you have to walk back to the main venue. It's not a long walk. It's just a few minutes, and you're always...
And we're pretty used to it now, which I think makes it feel shorter.
And you also are always walking with a bunch of other metalheads or nerds. So there's always a group coming and going, no matter at what point of the shows you do it. And it's
easy to follow the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. And in the big venue, in the big stage, we have the next band, which is Sirenia. And that was another like... Yeah, this is the... I don't want to say it because it sounds mean, but it's what we are thinking. Oh, if we do the bell curve of power metal and symphonic, Sirenia is right there, right? It's your default from where everything else derives. It's pretty cool. I like their live show. Their live show is good.
I saw like 5 minutes of it because we were doing a lot of shooting during this time, I think.
Yes. We saw a bit of... We didn't see it in full, but it worked. It was very nice.
The symphonic gothic stuff. I mean, the 5 minutes I saw I thought was solid. We just did. There's too much stuff going on, Fernando. Can't do it all.
Yes. So we were obviously... Even though we added more people to our powerful crew, it's still we didn't get all of the sets in full. So sorry to the bands that we missed. We'll get to you at some.
To the average festival goer, that just means you are just inundated with cool stuff you could check out. Across a variety of genres, not even just pure power metal. So it's good to have all those bases covered there too.
Yes, definitely.
And you're not there making silly internet content, so you've got less to worry about. You can just hang out with people, grab a drink, check out a band, wander around. It's all good.
Yeah, Kyle really hates doing the work that I make him do. But that's just how it is, Kyle. That's you cannot make your ideas and your voice be heard without doing some of the other stuff. It's impossible.
Yeah, without the gamer oppression, dude. Come on, man. All right. All right. We've done the work. Let's have some treats now, shall we?
We have some treats with the absolute Italian kings of fun power metal, which is Trick or Treat, back at the small venue, at the small stage, which could barely contain the absolute Halloween party that we had with Trick or Treat.
I was surprised that Trick or Treat was on the small venue. I'm like, they've been around for a while. They're pretty established. I thought they'd be on at least the medium stage. But I kind of love that they had the small one, because this set was an absolute highlight for me.
Man,
this was so much fun.
Imagine if that had happened at the medium stage, it would have been nowhere near as fun. This was so much better. Being in Gimli with all the people there, that it's like, it feels like that is the headline show for that venue. Everyone is a fan, and the ones that aren't fans already, they're just having the time of their lives, like Mr. Kyle here.
Yeah, like I hadn't listened to a ton of Trick or Treat. Like I dabble in them here and there, but man, this live show was so good. Like, Alessandro Conte, the vocalist, he's always great. He's just like the guy for like Italian power metal now, pretty much. And like everyone on stage is just having such a great time. All the songs are so high energy. The crowd's going nuts. And then they've got all these like stupid, silly gimmicks that are totally working. Like they have like the giant inflatable lollipops, which they throw out into the crowd. And then people start crowd surfing on the lollipops.
Yes, I am so happy. One of my favorite moments of the whole festival was seeing someone successfully crowd surf on top of the inflatable lollipop. It was just...
And they did it like twice, I think.
Yes, no, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Could only have it at Gimli, if you ask me. And this is something, like you mentioned, you haven't listened too much to them. And that's something that I saw a lot with a bunch of the people that we know, mostly the North American ones, but a lot of Europeans too. They have let Trick or Treat fly under their radar, which is insane because they are very good. They have always been very good. Even if you go back to their older albums like Rabbit's Hill Part 1 and 2, there's so very cool stuff. And of course they're a bunch of weebs, so they have all these anime covers from back in the day. They have a whole concept album about Saint Seiya, which is like perfect. I would have done it eventually, but they did it first. and all these, like, just all these led by Alessandro's incredible voice. A lot of people just have Alessandro Conti now as the Twilight Force vocalist, and before they are, oh yeah, that's the guy that made Luca Turilli's the Luca Turilli's album after the Rhapsody split, and they're like, wow, and then he has this album with Fabio Leone and everything. Yeah, but all his work all throughout has been Trick or Treat. That was his main band, and they are fucking good. And you should pay attention. You should listen to them, and you should especially see the live shows.
Is it the whole silly like Halloween thing that I think that kind of throws people off a little bit? But
it's not
when
even
you really do get into it.
Yeah, they are just wearing the skeleton suits, right? Just black clothes with skeletons.
And they have those like inflatable ghosts like on the stage.
And that's it.
Did you notice Conti was like giving out candy from like a little Halloween bucket at the end?
Yes,
too,
yeah.
Which I thought was a nice little touch.
But like we just talked a few minutes ago about a band with the dude with giant inflatable muscles. So it's not a problem.
So it's like you can do the silly stuff, but it can't be like the whole point.
Yeah, which is how Trick or Treat works. Because they have a bunch of music about a lot of stuff. And not even that, they have good music and they're good players.
They even covered Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
And it was a great moment.
And it worked.
It works because they do it.
All the lights turn pink.
Nicely. Yes. No, it was perfect. It was a great show. Conti did the little thing teasing like, oh, we made this song that we recorded with Adrienne Cohen from Seven Spires, and she's not there because they were playing a different show that night. They would only come to the festival the next day.
And they did end with Christopher Bose too. Yeah,
and they have the other song we created.
I want like those cross, especially at festivals, like if they're able to like bring someone in, even if it's not the real person, to do that. I think that'd be great. But Conti did a good job just doing the songs by himself too.
Yes, of course, the songs work. It's just a little bit doing that, teasing it in the live show. It was great. It was so great. We were looking forward to it. I'm happy we went to that show. So I apologize to Mercenary that we're playing at the same time in the medium stage and we didn't see.
I'm sure they're lovely people.
I am sure they're lovely people, and there's a motorcycle going by. Okay, that's fine. Yes, sorry, Mercenary. We had to make choices because all the clashes between bands are between the medium and smaller stage.
Mm-hmm.
No one on the big stage has a clash, but between that medium and small, you have to choose sometimes, because sometimes that is the two bands that you like the most or that are similar, and well, that's what it is. Luckily, one of those big stage ones was one that we wanted to see. A band that I hadn't seen before, specifically on this iteration, which was...
This iteration, right.
this Rhapsody of Fire, which is Staropoli's current version of Rhapsody. I have seen the other versions so far, like 3 of them. But now we are on the Staropoli's Rhapsody of Fire with Giacomo Bolli on vocals. And man, they are good performance.
This is a good show. This is a real good show, yeah.
Absolutely great show. We can do a direct comparison because last year we saw Fabio's version, Fabio Leone's Dawn of Victory, which is the rest of the best iteration of Rhapsody without Luca.
Every single time they have Epic Fest, they need to just pick a new spot on the Rhapsody chart. Just grab one, toss them in there.
100%. And this was awesome. I know there's obviously there's a lot of talk about this band, like, oh, this is just a covers band of Rhapsody because there's only one original member. And then there's the talk of like
it's Staropoli's Symphony of Ice. It's not Rhapsody of Fire or whatever.
And then there's the other side of the people that only listen to this one because this was actually making new music. The other one hasn't made new music in forever. So and everyone, that all comes from a bit of truth from both sides. What matters is that we get like double or triple performances of these incredible songs by incredible musicians. So we all win.
You know how people say when they talk to the kids like, oh, your parents are getting divorced, that means you get like 2 Christmases. That's pretty cool. That's kind of what happened here. We get 2 Christmases.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how we are.
These shows are great.
And only like 5% of the trauma. So we're good.
And we make up for it with memes.
Yes, exactly. So we're just having a great time. Like, it was so awesome. I had such a good time on this show. They played some of their new songs, and they are very nice live. I think I'll start listening to live recordings of their shows instead of their new songs, instead of listening to the studio versions.
And Giacomo Bolli is a fantastic vocalist.
Fantastic.
He really is. Yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
And there was a bit where he's like singing while crowd surfing, which was awesome to see. That was really cool.
I didn't think he would actually do it when he said it, but he did it. It was so awesome. That shows how much control he has, and it's really impressive. And like, we're having a feast to our ears so far because we just listened to Conti doing Trick or Treat, and now Bolli just showing why he's singing Rhapsody.
Day one of the fest, the Italians, huge, definite highlight, I would say.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Like, anyone that has any doubts about, because we've heard this, we've seen this conversation happen of people saying, no, current Rhapsody, like, the vocalist is not, like, that good, or he's not getting to me like Fabio, whatever. I don't know. Go listen to him live, because obviously he's not Fabio. He doesn't sing like Fabio. He doesn't need to. He has a completely different voice, and he's so good at what he does. He's so good. He doesn't need to sound like the old recordings because he's his own vocalist, and he's one of the greats. Like, he's one of the great voices in power metal. Some of us, we always know this. We've always known this, and we repeat it to people. Like, maybe you don't like the songs, but he is an incredible vocalist, and live he has demonstrated that.
Set list wise, they had, I think, a pretty good mix. Like there were some of the like newer Rhapsody songs, but like pretty much the better songs. Like there are some good ones on here. You know, I'll Be Your Hero, Challenge the Wind, pretty good songs.
Yes.
They've got a bunch of the old school Rhapsody hits, you know, Dawn of Victory, Emerald Sword, of course. You know, they're going to end with that one. And they even had some deeper cuts in here. They played On the Way to Ainur. That's a great fucking song I never thought I'd hear live. That's cool.
I really liked Volley's rendition of The Magic of the Wizard's Dream. I was a bit apprehensive that they really use the recordings of Christopher Lee a lot in the show.
I mean,
not just for that.
If you've got them, they're the only band that can do that.
I know.
They might as well.
I know, but at first I felt like maybe it's a bit too much. But then he sings the song and it's great. So it's all good. It works.
Yeah, it's Christopher Lee, man.
I'm not saying that Christopher Lee is no, I'm talking about the band and Volley. Like, if Volley wasn't up to the task of delivering a heartfelt performance of that and all the and the super epic performance for the other songs, then it would feel like it's we're just using this to catch you. But no, everyone is up to that to actually deliver a cool show using all those recordings, not just as a gimmicky hook.
Yeah.
And we had a great time, and we went crazy. Yeah. Land of Immortals and Emerald Sword, people went nuts.
Yeah, of course you go fucking nuts for that. And like, I love how before that he's like, before Emerald Sword, he's just like, yep, all right, guys, it's time for the good one.
I mean,
other songs are good too, but like, you know why we're here, man. Come on.
Yeah, so I know this is the curse, right? That all these musicians have. They are using the Rhapsody name. That means you have to deliver the goods, and they did, because it was great. I will still say that this is one of the most polite mosh pits I've been in.
Oh God, was this the one where you were holding your camera in the mosh pit? Yes, I was terrified for you.
I went in with the camera, because the Europeans are very different from South Americans. Very, very different. Especially this power metal crowd. There was a mosh, but it was so polite. Everyone was making room. Everyone noticed the camera, and we're just playing up to it and looking at it and evading it to not hit it. It was great. It was actually a great time. I don't think I would not be able to do that down here in any show. So I'm happy with that, and you'll probably see it at some point in YouTube. I might link it. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I want to see this at some point. The video might be scuffed, but I still want to see it.
Yeah. But yeah, Rhapsody of Fire, one of the highlights. We expected it to be one of the highlights, and it was, and it really, really delivered. What else? What did you do next, Kyle, after the show?
I went outside to the tavern area and I grabbed some food. That's what I did.
Yeah, we're talking 9 p.m. roughly. So the day disappeared.
The day really disappears when you're just band after band after band, content after content. You know, I was doing some relatively late dinners here. So they have this whole like tent set up outside at the festival. Well, there's a couple tents. One is where you can sit down and have drinks. They had some nice mead there. That was lovely. Then another one where it's just like, load up your plate, and they were paying by weight for all that, which is got a good variety of food. I had actual vegetables. Wow, oh my God, it's great. It's great to do at a Power Metal Festival. Let me tell you,
get some nutrients.
And, yes, power up for all the battles to come here. And that continued into Fairyland, doing their first show in 16 years, I think they said.
Yeah, something like that.
This when I talk about bands I never thought I'd see live, this is definitely one of them. After poor Philippe passed away a few years ago, man, this was one where I'm just like, what the hell is this show going to be like? Like what's the energy going to be like? What are the songs they're going to play? And so I got there a little bit late. I missed the first half. But when I came in, they were doing like a tribute to Philippe and then went into like some of my favorite songs. And Fairyland, I listened to them a lot back in like high school. And this was an instance where when they were playing some of my favorite songs, I didn't realize I was as attached to these songs as I am. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, but like when I'm like, oh man, this shit fucking rocks. And like, I think the set was, I think the audio mixing was a little scuffed. And I think they had some technical issues. And the band might not have been the tightest because it's the first time on stage in 16 years. But none of that mattered because I really had a great time with what I saw from Fairyland. And, you know, hopefully this can be maybe a start to a new beginning for them. You know, I think you might call it like a Fairyland cover band, maybe, but I don't care. This was a cool show, and I really enjoyed this. I mean, maybe I would say probably the best keyboard playing of the fest that I saw. Which, granted, that they're a keyboard band. That's the point of Fairyland. Yeah. It was made by a keyboardist, so I'm glad to see that energy still there.
But yeah, that's great. That's great. It's great when you get to finally see them when you thought that was never gonna happen, and you had that attachment. It's not something that I had for this band, but I know what it feels like, and that is great. It's great that
I did miss one of my favorite songs. I missed a Soldier's Letter.
Oh no!
Right. But you know, I got plenty of other good stuff. It's fine.
So I hope you listen to Fairyland. You have to do another show for Kyle.
Oh God! Yeah, if they can come to the U.S., that I think that'd be a great pull for Prog Power. But,
yes, yeah, for sure. See. That would be great. And I love that we have keyboard bands. We need more active keyboard bands. We like
there were quite a few here, I think.
Yeah, but we like live keyboard playings, actually doing stuff. And yeah, we've seen there were there were 3 or 4. I mean, just bust out the guitar. That's what matters. That's what you had to do and play cool shit. We need
guitars make every band better.
Yeah, we need more of that vacuum power metal. I know that we have synths everywhere that are programmed and they go on the pipe on the backing track. We want live keyboard playing playable keyboard cool stuff because that's absolutely great. I did catch a bit of Fairyland and I enjoyed it very, very much as a new listener. Very, very nice.
Yeah, if you get a chance to go back to like their older albums, you should definitely do that.
And I will. Like we have. Oh, you know what? We'll find and we'll link it in the description or notes somewhere. Someone made a Spotify playlist with absolutely all the songs played on the fest, which is a great sampler for anyone that is not familiar with these bands to start listening from there and then go explore what else they have if you liked some of the songs. Great work. Whoever internet person did it, it's gonna be written somewhere if I find it. At the same time as Fairyland was playing Mob Rules, I did go to take some photos and try to hear a bit of their show at the smaller stage. They had a strong presence. They were playing one of those, we're doing heavy metal cool shows. They're from Germany. Not quite my cup of tea, to be honest, but people were really into it, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I listened to a little bit of Mob Rules way back in the day. I did not get the chance to see them here because of all the Fairyland stuff, but I'm sure they're lovely people as well.
Yes, so yeah, they're cool, but not what we are much into, and their live show did not change my mind, but everyone was very into it, and that's always great. Now, after all that, we have a little gap between bands around 10 p.m. We were just going around, talking to more people. We've been buying some merch. I'd like to talk about the merch for a bit. So in Epic Fest, there's a combined merch stand in the first hall in the big venue, and you can buy everything that the bands put in there. And you pay by card, and it's very streamlined. There's always a line because there's too many bands and a lot of people. But it's
I feel
very
like the merch
easy.
situation is not my favorite at Epic Fest. Just the way everything is combined, I feel like it causes a lot of confusion. And like new items will be like trickling in and out throughout the day.
Yes, that is true, because whenever the bands bring their stuff, then it suddenly shows up. There will be different merch in the 2 days because you will have the merch of the bands that are playing that day available. And it's all handled by the fest people. There's also Epic Fest merch specifically from the fest. There's patches and dice and a bunch of shit. Cool stuff. But yeah, when you if you buy things from 3 different bands, you will just get the total. And good luck knowing whatever, which is, you would think that's not a real problem unless you all pull up to tell the one friend to do the line and buy a bunch of stuff for everyone. And then we don't know how much we owe them.
Yeah, I just guessed.
It's a very first world problem, I would say. But yeah, it's fine. It's cool that all the bands get a space to sell their merch and they don't have to money themselves. There's Epic Fest staff doing that. So the bands can just do their band stuff. That was the smaller side. 11 p.m. Big stage, big headliner, Ensiferum.
Yeah, the folk metal titans themselves, Ensiferum. They're doing a lot of shows these days. You know, they're touring with Blind Guardian just late last year. I know they're doing more festivals. They're doing Prague Power later this year. So a lot of Ensiferum going on, and you know they always put on a great show. It's always a ton of energy. I am always totally happy to see these guys.
Yes, I had never seen them live. I had listened to a bit of Ensiferum just from existing with all of you guys that are big fans.
Yeah.
A lot of our friends are really big fans. And they are so good live. I really liked it. I was talking to one of our friends about the polite mosh pits. And one of them told me that the Ensiferum one should be a stinky one. So that will be good.
Yeah, because like folk metal pits, like on the average, I feel like tend to be a bit more intense than power metal pits. But maybe not at this festival though. So.
Yeah, because it's not like the crowd changed massively.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's something that I think we've seen this in some of the US fests, that there's more of a rotation of people depending on what band is playing. We've seen it at a bit of Mad with Power and Pro Power, when it suddenly like fills out for this one specific band and then it thins down again, which I think doesn't happen as much at Epic Fest. And I think that's because of how the big stage is set up, which is interesting and a bit unique. The big stage area is like this huge space, giant stage. All the crowd area is very wide. It's wider and deeper when you have all the audience set up, and there's a space, some open space that gets just left by people, and there's 2 sets of long tables in the back for people to just
like cafeteria, chill. Like lunch tables.
Exactly, and then all the way in the back walls and the side walls, there's just spots to buy drinks, and so people, it's like one of the hangout spaces. It's within the big stage area. So I think
it works well though to be able to both have that hangout and like listen to the band at the same time. If you're not like great. Part of the main crowd.
It was great, and I think a lot of people tend to linger there because of that. And I didn't feel like I was seeing a lot of different people at the different sets. Like most people are all going to the big stage bands. And this was a real big stage band. They really fill out the stage. The bass player is an amazing performer. He's the actual frontman. He was going so hard all the time. I got some amazing photos of him. incredible. I like, again, they have several, everyone sings. It seems like, so I really like that, and they're doing
because they're as a bigger Ensiferum fan, like their bass player, I know he does occasional vocals on the albums. I think they recently added the clean vocalist keyboardist guy like an album or two ago, so he's adding, I think, just more bigness to the live show as well.
Yeah. And I, at first, not being very familiar with them, when they started playing their first or second song, suddenly there was a dude without an instrument singing up front, and I thought, oh, they have like a clean and harsh kind of deal here. But no, that was just a keyboard player. Sometimes he just went up and sang, but then he had his own microphone on the keys, and he's actually playing keyboards, and you can tell, and it's so cool. And the guitars are cool, the bass are cool, the songs are awesome, the people are having the time of their lives. Absolutely incredible, worth the price of admission.
Yeah, Ensiferum, I think they run into the problem that any like band with a long career does, where they have too many good songs that I want to hear, and every time I see them, something's getting left out. Like they don't play Twilight Tavern. They didn't do Guardians of Fate on this one. I fucking love that song live. They did do Lai Lai Hey. That one hits, and they always close with In My Sword I Trust. I think they always do Token of Time. That's an all-time banger. They hit some of my favorites from the newer stuff too, like Run from the Crushing Tide's a good one. They also did they did one of those festival team ups that I love to see. They had Maria from Dragony come on stage for a song as well, which I always love to see those little events.
Those crossovers, that was great. We were talking about those crossovers happening, and this one happened here. They just invited her on for a song, and it was awesome, and people were loving it. Absolutely loving it. Great stuff.
Yeah. Thank you, Ensiferum. A lovely, basically like the headliner of day one. I mean, every big band big stage band is kind of like a headliner. This is just the last one for the night, but it's not the actual last band for the night.
Nope.
Because Epic Fest gives you a little dessert after your main course there, and so late at night they have one more show on the medium stage, and for night one that was Masterplan. Yeah,
Masterplan at midnight. It was on the medium stage. This is the slot, as Kyle said, that is like the little dessert after your main course, after your headliner ends. There's this little extra band for the people that are really want to go all in. They were very good.
Yeah, I think similar to Fairyland, this was one where I never expected to ever see these guys live, and also like while listening to them, it did strike me, especially when they play like the more classic songs, like, oh wait, no, I actually am like really attached to this stuff that I listened to back in high school or whatever. And so like, and they did some of their I think like most famous songs relatively early in the show, which I'm just like, oh man, this fucking rocks. I'm having a great time all throughout this. They played a lot from their first album, that's the one I know the most of, and I think it's what they're best known for, and a couple from Aeronautics too, the one after that, which great show. These guys were had some very funny stage banter up there, some great performances. Like, you wouldn't know it's past midnight when they're starting. This was another really excellent show that, and like, is this gonna suck? Like, no, of course it's not gonna suck. This is great.
Yeah, I think it was very intentional of them to front load their set list with the hits.
But it also, like, they had, even further in, they have other great songs too. As I'm looking at the set list, I'm like, oh yeah, there's great songs just honestly all throughout it here.
Yeah, I am not as familiar as you with their work, so I know. Like, I've heard for a lot of people, they were like, oh yeah, they played Spirit Never Dies second, so I can go die now because I am too tired to hold out for the whole show. But yeah,
that's a great song though.
It is a great song, yeah. And I think the vocalist did like make a little joke about it being like way past our bedtime, and got a power through anyways. It was very cool. It was very nice. I could have gone for like 4 more bands. I don't know why people complain.
Well, I think we're also being mindful because we knew the second day was going to go even harder.
The second day is stacked. But before we get there,
the second day is stacked.
Before we get to the second day, the night is not over. We did not participate though, but there's always an after party. Official after party. Which is just saying you guys have permission to go there in the small venue, Gimle, right? Like on the premises of it, there's a bar called the Raven Tavern. And that's where the after party happens. It is listed on the lineup. At the same time as Masterplan, the after party starts, and the bar stays open until like 4 or something like that. And people go nuts. It's a relatively small bar, but of course, it's not expected that the 2,000 attendees will just show up there. It's for the 30-odd crazy people.
Yeah, it's a few dozen basically out of the 2,000 people, or the really dedicated hardcore folks that are there at the Raven Tavern at 3 in the morning or whatever.
The people that are younger and their knees don't crack.
Although I don't know as if it's always just younger people.
No, it's not at all.
Not
at all. But that's cool. We didn't participate on this one. We had grand plans to wake up early, which we did not follow. But
we got breakfast and went back to sleep. Breakfast. That was the plan.
You're right. We got breakfast and then went back to sleep for a bit because day 2 for us personally, and most of the people that we know, most of our friends there, this was the real deal. This was the day that made, yes, we are gonna fly again to Denmark.
Yeah. Cause it was like just banger show after banger show, and we did like 3-4 interviews during this day on top of just like talking to normal people.
Yes.
Like we did so much on Saturday. My God. Like I'm looking at the schedule again now and I'm like, wait, what? Oh, God.
See, we can do a lot. We can actually do it.
We collapse for the next 2 days. It's great.
Yeah, that's what the vacation was for. So first thing, small venue. The first band of the day is Lost Dawning. They played at 2 p.m., which for some reason felt incredibly early. Maybe because we were super tired. Of course, it's not early at all. They play this little show in this little gimlet with a bunch of people that were loving it. And
so Lost Dawning are a relatively new symphonic power metal band. I think formed within the last couple of years. They have an EP and a handful of singles. I've been listening to their newer songs. They've definitely been getting better just in a short time here. And this was their first like big-ish festival appearance after doing like a couple of smaller shows. So it's really exciting to get to see these up and coming bands take those next steps. They look very nervous on stage doing these first time playing for hundreds of people here. But I've had a great time with this show. It's one of those where it's like you can feel maybe like the nerves, but also the earnestness of the performance. I know we had done like a quick interview with them the day before as well. So it's just, it gets us invested in seeing them do well. It was also their singer's birthday. So that's always a fun little thing to add on there too.
Yeah, that's always cute. It makes it extra special that you're there for one of the performers' birthday. And yeah, they were very nice. Some of our friends really liked the set, and we're all looking forward to what they do next because they are an early band. They are in their early stages. So one of those to keep an eye on for the future.
And we mentioned it before, but I think it's cool that Epic Fest will still highlight these bands who really are on those early stages as well and elevate them a bit here.
100%. I think it's one of the greatest strengths of Epic Fest is you have these very well-known, established bands in the genre, and the medium ones, and the absolute new blood that is coming in. Some locals to Denmark, which is always exciting for all of us which are not in that part of the world. So yeah, the best. After Lost Dawning, we went back to the medium stage in the big venue, and Victorius was on.
This was our only gap basically in the day when we did a little more recording, because Victorius, I think they fall into this like a similar bucket for us as Angus McSix, where it's more about the goofs and the gaffs than it is the music.
Yeah.
I had a good enough time watching them at Prague Power a couple years ago. I recommend alcohol for such experiences, and I think the crowd was who was there for that kind of thing had a good time, and I'm happy for them.
I'm sure, like, the fans are real fans. They really love this stuff. I don't.
And on one hand, like, I am happy that Victorius found a thing that works for them, so they can have a music career.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know if they're into it, honestly. If they are, great. If they are not, I can only imagine how bad it is, because it must. Anyways, they are very much in the same bucket as Angus McSix, because while we were there, they released, or they announced, or did they release a song with Angus McSix?
Yeah, it was like a crossover with them.
Yeah, and oh my god, the artwork is just noise.
We can move on.
We can move on, because I didn't walk into Victorious. There was someone with one of those inflatable dinosaur costumes in the crowd, so that's great.
That's cool.
You were cool. You were cooler than the whole band to me.
Yeah, a dude walking around in an inflatable dinosaur costume, like the whole fest.
Yes, it always brightens up the place to have that. After Victorious, Fury was playing in Gimle, in the small venue. I personally feel bad that I didn't get to see Fury.
I heard they were good, but we were busy.
We were busy doing the content, doing the media work, but and I met the vocalist last year, and did you know that she's the voice of Epic Fest? In
in terms of like announcements or something?
Yes, before the big bands played.
When they say like, "Oh, welcome to the realm of my," that's her. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I saw it in an Instagram post. And I'm a great journalist.
You're doing a great job, Fernando.
Doing
We're
a
all
great
very
job.
proud of
Yeah,
you.
but she was the one.
And because you met her, we can say they are lovely people. We don't have to say
yes,
we think
exactly. We actually know it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
We talked a bit at the Afterparty last year, and she was there this year as well. And yeah, they're cool. And I'm sorry I missed the show, but we had to do other things. So we'll move on to the first big stage band of the day. It is the big stage. It is 5 p.m. We've been doing a lot of stuff. And finally, we get to see one of the first bands we're really looking forward to, which is Twilight Force, the new Twilight Force. Because we saw them at Epic Fest in 2024, but that was the old Twilight Force. We know that the whole lineup basically changed, which is very interesting. So I
saw the first show with a new lineup at Prague Power. You hadn't seen the new lineup yet, had you?
Not at all.
Yeah.
And this was great. Absolutely great. Fantastic 10 out of 10. When we saw them, my only comparison is to that 2024 show. That was very good. But it was in the medium stage of Epic Fest. This time they were promoted to the large one. And with good reason, because they fill it up. The new guitar players, absolutely amazing. That is actual power metal guitar
playing. Yeah.
They are great players and great performers. They put on a great show.
Twilight Force, to me, I think are at this point like the quintessential, like, silly fantasy stuff power metal band. Like they have, you know, the comic or the costumes and the bits, but it's the music where they really do bring it, and the, you know, the showmanship, the performances, all of it's fantastic. You know, they could maybe dial back the bits, you know, 20% or something in between songs and get another song in there. That'd be fine. Unfortunately, Kristen Starkey was not at this show. I think she had like a medical thing, but even without her, they were still able to put on a hell of a show.
Yes,
man. What else can I say about this? Like you said, the new guitarists, Bradley and Galen, are both fantastic, putting on just wonderful performances. Something I think Twilight Force, I love them live because you get more guitar pound for pound than you do on the albums. I think it's not as, it doesn't feel as drowned out by all the twinkles and whatnot. And, you know, I love the twinkles and whatnot, but I get a little more, a little more meat there, you know, with the live show.
I would think that's just with the first albums, right? Because the latest stuff, it
feels different. I gotta say, it does hit different live.
Yeah, it is different live, obviously, because it's live. And if you ask me, live is almost always better.
Sure.
But I really liked what Twilight Force was doing back then with their first two albums. I don't think it was a problem at all that guitars were in the main focus. But I really like what they're doing now as well. We can have everything. And man, that live show is just amazing. We've said it just a few minutes ago. Alessandro Conti, it's one of those great voices in power metal. He is good. He's
one of those guys. He's one of the very few people doing double duty at the festival. Not the only one, but you know, anyone who does that, I mad respect for.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely the skill and just knowing your voice enough to be able to pull this off, because both shows were pretty demanding. Twilight Force feels a bit more demanding, at least from my perspective, in the singing department.
Kristen backing him up there either.
Yeah, so it is very impressive, and he 100% delivered. Everyone delivered. Like, honestly, the show was just great. The presentation is great. The actual and it I don't know how to say this nice. Like, how do I put this? Not nicely. I need to find the right vocabulary for this. English, sometimes it gets in the way, but
right.
Like you say, Twilight Force to you is like the quintessential silly power metal thing now, because of the whole thing that the music stands up once you go through the initial hook of like, oh, look, they're dressing funny. They don't even dress funny. They just look cool. It's, it's not this hyper exaggerated thing outside of the narration.
Sure.
They are just dressed cool. They wear capes, and capes are just cool. They are normal clothing.
Yes.
If you ask me.
One of the little things there that I think it's a little touch, but it really works for me, is the guitarist Galen will do these like spinny swishes of the cloak.
Yes.
It's a nice touch that adds so much to the performance. The other person in OIC do that is Brad in Fellowship.
Yes,
he spins around with his cape, and just do it. It's such an easy thing that just it adds so much.
It's the so point of having a cape. Why would you not? Yes, if you have a cape, exactly. Why wouldn't you do a little twirl, right? Like Adrienne does it with her coat, and Galen did it a couple times. I have photos of that, and I think a little video. It's so nice because it's actually cool. It's the clothes are so cool, and they have to show it, and yeah, no, it's great, and I really like Galen's her little headpiece with a little tiara or crown or whatever that is, and the flowery stuff looking. It's so cool. This is something that I think sometimes sets power metal apart, but it's not done enough. Heavy metal is very much, we are dressed in jeans and black t-shirts and maybe stuff with belts and zippers, depending on how dark you feel that day, and maybe a black jacket or whatever. But it is important to actually put on cool clothes to style your band, because we are seeing the live show. It is very much visual, supporting the music. And this, I know someone is now thinking, you just complained about Victorius and Angus McSix because they were doing the silly costumes and whatever. And I'm talking about proper style. They had very good style, those bands. It's the music that was lacking for me. It's like going to see Kiss. Obviously, this was massive, and it was 90% show and very little music. I like it when it's a lot of music with cool visuals. Twilight Force are doing it right, and they can even go further with it, but they're already doing the right thing. A lot of other bands that we saw in the mid and smaller stages also do it really well. Dragony had good style, but they could push it a bit more.
The thing about Dragony is, we'll say the inconsistency.
Yeah, it was the inconsistency. Everyone was different.
Some of the members and maybe some of the other ones, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they are living in their different realms, and that kind of makes it break down. Here, Twilight Force is very cohesive without being uniformly boring. Rhapsody was one of the older school ones.
A quick shout out to the potato chant when they were doing a bit with Bradley pulling out a potato, and then the crowd starts chanting potato at the power metal show.
Yes,
that was funny to me.
That was fun because obviously crowd participation is cool, and they made it work. It was very cool. I really liked the show. It was really, really good, really great. I loved all the guitar playing. I loved the music, the singing, the everything. Great show. Well done, Twilight Force.
Yeah, and pretty much all bangers in the set list as I review this. Yeah, and I still have yet to get some of my favorite songs from Twilight Force live, but they did do To the Stars, which is a great one. Gates of Glory is on there. They always have to Fly the Sapphire Dragon. That's a great one. Power of the Ancient Force is on there. They did the live debut of their new song Magic of a New Dawn. That's cool to see. That is also when I dipped out because we had to go set up for an interview. But the whole show was great.
Yeah, we missed the ending of the show, but for our media duties, but we saw enough of it that it was really, really cool. After our media duties, though.
Yeah, because it was right after that was when we talked.
Yeah,
we talked to Trick or Treat. Just appropriate timing, I guess.
Yes, but after that, the mood changes drastically.
Yeah.
We go to the other end of the spectrum in terms of from the happy face to frowny face to the band that I was looking forward to the most because it's the first time that I see them live, which is Seven Spires.
Yeah, so I've seen them a bunch of times, but for you, Fernando, first time, how you feeling?
It was absolutely amazing. There's this comment that I have, which I mentioned it to someone before. We've heard some absolutely fantastic vocalists in this weekend. We heard some incredible power metal. 90% of the time, it is one very specific emotion with power metal. We're going strong, happy, sometimes a bit aggressive, but mostly strong and happy, loud, cool. But now here we have actual emotional range. We go so far
Seven
beyond.
Spires loves the emotions.
Yes. And it's not just, oh, now we're sad. No. There's so much more to it, so much nuance. Adrian's vocals live are amazing as usual, but now I actually hear her sing her own material instead of just being part with singing with Angra or with Avantasia.
Mm-hmm.
And this is perfect, and everyone is perfect. Jack Costo's guitars, amazing. Peter's bass, incredible. The serving of the title.
He does so much like the show-offy like doodle-doodle-doo bass stuff that you don't get in something outside of a prog show normally.
Yes.
Like it's so cool in the like the symphonic show. Like
and it's always a good part of the music. It doesn't like suddenly stand out because he just wanted to do it, doodly-do it. It's so well done. Like you can tell they are actually great musicians. Oh my god,
Yeah,
it's so good.
this feels like one of those like musician showcase style of bands, like somehow merged with the the emotional symphonic metal stuff, and they do have their work cut out for them as live performers when the backing track symphonic stuff is such a big part of the sound normally. So they really do have to bring it with the live performance to make up for that.
Yes, and even Dylan, their new drummer, he's really good. He had some big shoes to fill, if you ask me. I remember when they announced that the previous drummer was leaving at the Madrid Power Show a couple of years ago, Chris Ovas.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh no, I didn't get to see them. I didn't get to see the original lineup. Oh, my heart. But Dylan has proved that he's actually more than competent enough and works really well with the band. I loved these live shows so much.
Yeah, this was my first time seeing them since the release of A Fortress Called Home, and they played, I think, pretty much all my favorite songs from that album on this set list. And man, those are pretty good, especially like Love Souvenir, like the jazz one that goes into like the black metal stuff. That's super cool live. That's really intense. I loved getting to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I loved the set list. I wasn't like, I mean, this is probably something that you were thinking and other people were thinking, which is
the crossovers.
Are they gonna pull in Roy Khan for doing the big one?
Yeah, for This God Is Dead.
For This God Is Dead. And of course not, because he's going to be a headliner in the big stage later, and you would like ruin the surprise. And it's like, so it didn't happen. And
they did not have Conti run over to do Songs Upon Wine-Stained Tongues either.
And was I waiting for it to happen at every song stop?
That would have been sick,
maybe.
But
yeah, but it's okay. It's okay because
it's okay. It was still great.
It's
still
all
great.
bangers. So,
yeah,
man, I Succumb, one of my favorite songs in general. Incredible live, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, like I'm glad that they do some of their like most power metal-y songs live, like Succumb and Oceans of Time, which man, those fucking bangers, dude.
Yes, everything. I absolutely loved everything. I love their stage presence as well, because at first they seem more subdued than all the other bands, because we've seen all these flashy people going on flashy sets, and these are like, no, this is a much more, it's the symphonic dark thing, right? You would think, oh, we're back in the 2000s, but no, it's all done so well. They pull you in. You are in their world during the set, so it all works. I don't know, man. It's just great, absolutely great, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing them again next week here in Buenos Aires.
That's coming up. That's you got them again next week.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yes, just 2 days away, and I expect that show to be better, even though it breaks my heart to know that they haven't sold as many tickets as needed. And I got a message 2 days ago that the venue changed to a smaller one.
Oh, that's a shame.
Breaks my heart.
You gotta spread the good word. I don't think they're as well established in Latin America. Maybe
I'm trying. At least I'm gonna get a special show, because it's gonna be smaller, right? So those are always extra special. But I hope they sell enough tickets. I hope the place is full. At least this smaller venue gets full. And
this will be their first Latin American show.
Yeah, very first.
Spires,
yeah,
right?
very first Latin American tour.
Okay. They can build it up.
Yeah, and Adrienne has played in Buenos Aires several times as part of Fantasia. She's played in Brazil with the Sonic Symphony and as a guest for Angra, and she has already sung with Roy Khan and all that. But this is the first actual Seven Spires one, and I want it to go well. Anyways, one of the things that we were looking for the most with our friends from Epic Fest, and it fully delivered for me. absolutely perfect.
Yeah, they're always great live. I've got a couple more shows or festivals with them this year, and yeah, I absolutely love watching Seven Spires. They're fantastic.
Of course, that sadly means that we didn't go to see Moonlight Haze, who are playing in the smaller stage at the same time.
Yeah, I do feel extra bad about that because it's like, oh, I've seen Seven Spires a lot. I'm going to see them a lot, but I still chose to see Seven Spires again because I just really like them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Moonlight Haze. I'm sure you're lovely people.
We know they're lovely people because one of our crew talked to them and he saw the show. So this is one of the things that will come out eventually. But there might be a written review somewhere in the internet soon. TM. You know how things work. But after this...
Well, after all these big shows, we can surely pump the brakes now, right?
Right? Of course. We just take a little chill pill with Sonata, Arctica, like anniversary show. Just... Yeah, give it to me, to all the 30-year-olds. Man, were you looking forward to this?
Of course, yeah. I mean, after the Prague Power show last year, Sonata Arctica were revived as a live band for me, and so getting a follow up here not too long after, I was really looking forward to it. You know, they called an anniversary show, so I'm hoping for some of those older, deeper cuts, and they played some songs I've been dying to hear live. Man, they played White Pearl Black Ocean. They played Victoria's Secret. That's awesome.
Oh my God, that's so cool. That's so
Eighth
cool.
Commandment.
No, it really looked like a proper set. This is what people have been demanding from Sonata Arctica for a while now.
They finally gave in. Tony's like, all right, I'll give the people what they want. And it's awesome. Power metal is cool.
Oh, man. So, did you get everything you wanted out of this set? I thought it was going to be longer.
No.
Yeah, of course you did.
Yeah. Looking at, I mean, like I said, these bands, there's a lot of good songs that they could play, and they never hit everything that you want. I got some that I wasn't sure I'd ever get, like I mentioned. They still haven't played the fucking Cage in any of the shows I've seen. So, like, Tony, I know you're listening. Stop with the vodka outro thing. It's really stupid and nobody likes it. Just play the fucking Cage, man. I'm begging you. Just please. That's all I ask. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, yeah. So I missed most of the set because I was doing media stuff, knowing that they are playing in Buenos Aires in September. So I can still go see this very show.
All good.
I'm not sure if I'm going, but we'll see. I've been spending a lot of money in shows lately. I said small tangent. A lot of money in a lot of shows. I need to to make a reassessment of my finances before buying more tickets. But I was there for Full Moon, which is what matters, right?
That's the important part. There you go.
I know. I'm sorry, Sonata. I'm sorry, Tony. I don't want to reduce you to a song. But I just happened to walk in and everyone was like, all right, are you ready? Okay. I made it in time. And people were going crazy. And then I did listen to Victoria's Secret and his whole rambling about it. Which is
Tony's banter is fucking awful. Let's just say it.
Yes,
this dude needs to figure out what he's actually trying to say and just say it.
Yeah,
okay.
It was close, almost Opeth levels of banter, which is a lot. But the music is cool and the guys still got it. I think it seemed to me like that it was very, very cool, and people were loving every second. Absolutely loving it, which is great. I know for a fact that a bunch of people bought tickets to this fest for this reason. For the promise of Sonata playing some classics and going all, let's play some of the old stuff we haven't played in forever. and it seems like they have delivered on that. So great on them. Absolutely great. I'm very welcome.
Yes. You power metal fans you are in the clear to watch Sonata Arctica live again. It's all good.
Yes, exactly. Because we've known people have been talking the past few years of like avoid the Sonata shows. It's all good now.
Yeah,
you can go.
I think especially like a few years before COVID, it was a little rough, but we're so back.
We are so back. That's what it is. You know what else is back? Is it back? It's a bad segue. But Dark Moor was playing after. And Dark Moor are cool, if you ask me. What do you think about Dark Moor?
I missed this show. So my plan was to treat it like Fairyland, where I'd have a bit of food and come in like for the back half. But I kind of crashed. I didn't make it back in time. But no. I was struggling. I was waning. But I did manage to rally for the later portion of the night. So I think tactically speaking, it all, it worked out. But I did miss the Dark Moor show. I am bummed about that. They didn't, as far as I know, they didn't play any of the Elisa era stuff. So I'm a little less bummed. But people said the show was really good. So I'll let you, I'll take it away there. I
think that's expected, right? Why do people expect Dark Moor to be playing stuff from the Elisa era, which was forever ago?
Why do we expect Rhapsody to play whatever? They're effectively different bands at this point.
They are different bands, and you have to accept that, guys. People please accept it. They are good. And this is another band that I was also doing stuff, so I didn't see it. But this is another one of the bands that might show up as a written review from one of our crew members. And one of them said many times that the Dark Moor vocalist was the coolest person in the whole show. So I don't know how real that is.
They were cool people.
But they would keep saying, "Oh man, you're the coolest guy ever." And he told the Dark Moor guy, and then he was very confused.
That's what really makes it.
Yeah, that's what really makes it, right? But people, please enjoy current Dark Moor. I want to say this because I saw this on the subreddit after the show, someone talking about it, and people in the comments were like, "Yeah, it's a shame because I only care about Elisa, blah blah." And in attention to this, someone said it's a shame that Elisa retired, and she didn't retire. She's been making music all along. You people are fake fans. You don't really care. You could be listening to all of the fucking singles she's been a part of, all the music she's done by herself, and the live shows that she makes all the time.
She still sings those old songs too.
Yeah, it's insane. She has a bunch of upcoming shows right now. If you care about Elisa singing, go listen to Elisa singing. God.
Can you get her on Eons? That'd be sick.
I mean, I probably, I guess. Don't push these things on me. I have plans already.
No. I'm gonna push everything.
God,
you push things on me, man. Come on.
Okay. We'll see.
All right. That's just my inner wish, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. Because you definitely saw Innerwish, right?
Yeah, I heard it was good and that they're lovely people.
They're lovely people. They played on the small stage at the same time as Dark Moor. And yeah, we were working. I was working. Yeah, I know what you were doing. You were eating.
I was dying.
I was doing some media stuff still, so sadly I couldn't see all of Innerwish. But they are from Greece, and they look pretty cool, I guess. I'm so sorry, Innerwish. I really am. But we'll figure this out for future fests to be able to cover everything in some form. But at this point, this is what we have. I'm sure you're lovely people, and I think we have some photos. I do have some photos of you, but I was only there for a couple songs. It was interesting. It was cool. It was metal. It wasn't flowery metal. It was more straight, old school. That's what I think. The thing is,
Already.
then we had to set up. We had to prepare for the other big headliner, the tent pole on which all of this fest was built upon for a lot of people. What made a lot of people immediately buy tickets and reserve and book hotels when they heard about this, when it was announced. The return of Roy Khan. We
Doing
have
like a Black Halo themed set.
exactly. This is what we will call Khanelot from now on. We have the return of what people think. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I remember listening to Camelot when I was a young kid." Blah 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 blah. Now they're doing whatever. This is Roy Khan after a relatively I don't know how many years he was actually inactive in music, but it was a pretty long stint.
Like 10-ish, maybe.
Mm-hmm. This is not his first time singing in recently. His comeback started almost a year ago, maybe more, maybe 2 years ago. He
did some stuff with Conception, and then he did like stuff like Edgy Falashi.
Yeah, exactly. So he had returned to Conception, doing Conception stuff, which is very different from Camelot. And he was doing some live shows in Brazil with Edu Falashi, like you said, Kyle, and some cool stuff here and there, bouncing around. He that guest spot for Seven Spires with This God Is Dead, which was a very big thing because Seven Spires, very, very inspired by Roy era Camelot.
Mm-hmm.
So
connected to this, which we'll get to.
We get this full circle moment, right, with that guest and everything. And now we had this very special show doing Black Halo era, doing all these classic songs that people love from back in the day, and seeing him doing them back, which is very different from hearing Tommy Karibik doing them or any other vocalist. I think it was a great show.
This was a beautiful show. I really loved this. Like, it's pretty much all bangers set list wise. Roy had the crowd eating out of the palm of his hand. They had the fucking Roskilde choir for a few songs. You know, they have the Seven Spires doing like the backing band. Like, this was pretty much everything I ever wanted from like a quote unquote Camelot show. Just like, it has taken the place of Camelot. Like, I love Tommy Karivik, even if he's kind of wasted in Camelot. But like this is like the more like definitive version of the band, at least in my mind, going forward here.
Yeah,
like this, I thought this was fantastic.
Yeah, this is Fabio's Rhapsody.
Exactly.
It's exactly,
you know, like the stuff that Fabio's like, let me go get these songs from 20, 30 years ago, and Roy Khan's like, oh, let me do that.
You know, it's hilarious because it's like a mirror of that. Because with Rhapsody, you have the Rhapsody that a lot of people prefer live, which is most of the original members. Right. And then the Rhapsody that is active doing new music, which is just one original member. And people feel like that is not as cool. But here is the opposite. You have the full band still going, and the one guy version is the one that everyone is going like, oh man, this is what I've been looking for all along. And as you very slightly mentioned just there, Roy Khan's backing band for this Black Halo tour he's doing, because this is a whole tour, this was just the first show of the tour, is Seven Spires plus another guitarist. And that is, it just makes so much sense, right?
Yeah, let's take a moment here and talk about the fan fiction dream ass life that Seven Spires is currently living. Where imagine it's 2006. You're a little baby goth. You're listening to Camelot, and you're like, wow, he's just like me, for real. And now we flash forward 20 years, and you're working with that guy, and you are that band. That's fucking crazy,
it's
right?
It's crazy. It's
that sounds made up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, dreams come true, people. You just
you
do have to work your ass off for it, but dreams do come true. I'm sure they're having the time of their lives. They're doing this intense touring, of course, because they are playing they're doing a Seven Spires tour. But then there's also now the the Khanelot tools, and it works so well. This show was perfect. I am not here for the nostalgia. I was not listening to Camelot when I was 14. This is new to me. I've listened to current Camelot in the past couple of years, and I've dabbled in some of the classic stuff, but I don't have this teenager attachment to them. They are not formative to me. I have nothing of that. I am just
okay. So even without that, this show still hitting for you.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Hell yeah.
This dude has a very particular voice, and it's so cool because it's so different from everyone else in the genre, as you say. Let's talk about the fest. He really sticks out because of his more. It's like a softer but still very commanding tone, and he can sound very sweet, but at the same time very like dark and sometimes almost aggressive, and he is loving every second.
He was thrilled for this whole show.
He was having the time of his life with all the attention. And I think that's good. I like when I see a performer actually own that they are the main guy and do it and deliver the goods. And he was there like, yes, I have you all in the palm of my hand, dancing.
Like, yes, Daddy, yes. Oh my God.
Yes, Daddy.
Play Center of the Universe, Daddy. Oh my God. So okay, even for me, this is a huge win. I've seen Camelot a fuck ton of times. They've never played fucking Center of the Universe. That was the first song of theirs I heard. It is to this day my favorite Camelot song. And Roy Khan just comes up there. It's third on the set list. Fuck you. And I'm like, yes. Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, no, I was familiar with some of the hits, like Center of the Universe, of course. And yeah, people were like, please give it to me. Yes. And everyone was like, honestly, I don't know. There was I have one critique of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Only one thing was wrong. And I think it was very wrong. And it really takes a point away. Adrienne was singing in a couple songs. Like
I could not hear her for most of the show.
Her microphone was off.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was like, is it mixed weird?
No.
Am I standing in a bad spot? Like
the whole time, I could see her sing, and not a sound came out. And I
think I heard her more at the end, in the last song or two.
You could even hear that Roy was doing some harmony lines going down that left the space for Adrienne to do a higher harmony, which it must have sounded beautiful in the rehearsals, and we couldn't hear any of it. And she was wearing this cool, beautiful dress, and it was a whole thing. And we couldn't hear it, and it's probably like the only actual sound issue that I noticed in the whole fest. Broke my heart.
It's wild that like we had mic issues when they performed together at Broad Power too. It's like, come on, guys.
Please. So many things can go wrong at live shows. And microphones not being on or not being on the proper channel, or having a wireless issue, or they give the performer the wrong microphone, or a bazillion things can go wrong. And sadly, this time that went wrong.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not crazy that I'm like, wow, she's really hard to hear.
Everyone, like, you get so entrapped on the song, especially if you know the songs. Your brain auto completes, so you're not sure. But I can tell you, we couldn't hear her. But everything else was absolutely magnificent. I think that's the correct word, magnificent. They really filled out the big stage, and they play these songs. Roy did mention that, should I call him Roy? Should I call him Khan? It feels too casual. Mr. Khan, he mentioned that even though he played these previous shows, like I mentioned, with Edu, Falashi, and others in Latin America, this was the first proper solo show, not conception, not guest, not doing an Avantasia kind of thing. This is the first Roy Khan show, and it's great. What a way to start to kick off a tour with this giant stage in this giant festival full of fans that absolutely adore it, and the ones that weren't familiar would be primed to like it.
Yeah, the perfect venue for the comeback there. That's awesome.
100% great on the Epic Fest organizers for pulling this off, for getting this spot like this. It was just perfect. It was the perfect bait, and it delivered on the meal afterwards. My analogies are all over the place, I know.
All right. Well, if there's one thing I want to mention here is that, Roy Khan and Khanelot, awesome, phenomenal music, but maybe not the happiest or most uplifting note to end on for the festival, perhaps. Mm-hmm. So maybe we should get one more thing in there to just nail it on home and just leave us feeling fantastic.
We need some steel in this metal fest. We need the incredible actual best set of the whole festival, for me at least, as usual. Hagane, all the way from Japan.
Their first ever show not in Japan.
First ever show outside of Japan, which if you like Japanese metal bands, you know how much what that means. How hard it is for that to happen. And man, it was so amazing. Absolutely amazing. Metal is alive, and power metal is the second coming of power metal is here, and it comes from Japan, and it's great. It is old school and new school and melodic and heavy, and there's drum solos and guitar solos and bass solos and powerful vocals and feelings, very loud feelings. And God, this is so good.
Yeah, I had, I think pretty high expectations for this show, and even those were blown out of the water. This was an absolutely fantastic show. I could not be happier with Hagane's set. It was perfect. It was beautiful. It brought a tear to my eye. It made me go to my friend and shout, I fucking love power metal. And after the show, another one was like, this is the future of power metal. And what else can I say? It was perfect. I loved it so much.
There is we've been operating with a scale so far for all the fest shows. Like Sonata, Arctica, yeah, that was great. It was like a 8 out of 10 if you love all the songs. Roy Khan, 9 out of 10, only ducked one because of the microphone issues not here in Adrian. 7 Spires, probably 10 out of 10 because, of course, it's 10 out of 10. Twilight Force, 9.5 out of 10, just to not give 10 out of 10s to everyone. And this is that's not enough. 10 is not enough. We have jumped up into another league because this is it's everything. This is the show, a kind of show that I would expect from a legacy band that's been doing this for 30 years, and I paid $1,000 to get in because, God, they know what they're doing. They actually rock. This is what was missing in power metal. Actually rocking.
But so before the show started, I was talking to a friend of ours next to me, and he says, yeah, I haven't really listened to them much. I'm just excited because everyone else is excited. And then after the first song ends, I turned to him and I'm like, all right, first impression. And he's like, oh, I fucking love this. This is amazing. And God, it was so good. They have so much energy, such phenomenal stage presence. The performances, their singer in particular is just running all over the stage and whipping the towel around, doing phenomenal vocals. And God, where do we go from here? This is it. This is the top. This is the top of the tower.
The top of the tower, man. No, like this is something that I mentioned in another episode of us, maybe more than once. I've mentioned a couple times that most of the power metal that we are consuming normally, especially now, and this is trying to not be mean to people, there's like a performance ceiling where most of the bands reach, and it doesn't like go over there. And I mentioned a lot of times that seeing Galnerius live is like, oh, Galnerius is one of those bands that is beyond that goes into a broader territory. They are that much better than everyone else at their live performance. And this might just be a Japan thing. We just don't put in the effort, or can't, maybe, because we don't. A lot of power metal in Europe and North and South America, basically on the West, that the English-speaking, English-singing bands. A lot of the bands are amateur. They are, even the big ones are not that big in the grand scheme of things, and they don't have a lot of support systems around them. We know that a lot of the bands that we've seen have they have day jobs to sustain themselves and be able to be musicians. Mm-hmm. So they cannot dedicate 100% of their time to actually perfecting their craft. But in Japan, where there's a much stronger market around of these, we know that there's a bazillion bands showing up all the time, and we learn of them when they are already relatively big, because we learn of them when we see these super high produced music videos and everything. And you can tell that these people have been honing their craft for years. They've been going at it 100%, and it shows. And Hagane is one of those bands. I remember the first time I found Hagane, it was because they did a video on the Power Metal Church in Japan.
They did it real early in their career.
Really early. And I listened to a couple of the songs then. I thought, this is cool, but the songwriting is like maybe not all the way there. But now it really, really is. Like their last 2 releases, EPs, albums, I don't even know. All those songs are so cool. And this live show is just amazing, just so impressive. Not at the power metal scale, at a general music scale. This is absolutely great.
Yeah, and this is when it's 12:30 at night. They've flown across the world. They're probably very nervous to do this first show outside Japan, and none of that shows. All of it is just kicking ass the whole time. It's amazing.
Yes, and they have guitar changes. I noticed they had a little issue with some guitar tunings, and some one of the cymbals got loose and all of that. And they didn't miss a beat. They figured out everything. They fixed everything. Nobody noticed. I noticed because I pay attention. I'm a musician and all that.
And it's your guy fixing it.
Yeah, it's my guy fixing it. Yeah, shout out to Luis. Go. And but they were great. They pulled through. It's really great. And they mentioned before, we talked to them, and they were very nervous because it was the first time. The Nagi, the vocalist, she mentioned it a lot. Like, oh, we're very nervous because it's the first time, whatever. They, oh, great. The audience was all in. Man.
Yeah, so like of all the like 12:30 shows that Epic Fest has done, I'm pretty sure this was the one that was best attended,
yes,
most energetic that I've seen.
100%. Everyone was awake in this one, and it was pretty much it was almost full. It wasn't full, but it was almost full, and that is a lot. It's a lot in that medium stage. It's not small, so I'm so happy that it went so well. And
yeah, people still crowd surfing at 1 a.m. or whatever. It's
yes. Like,
and the set list of the show was great too. They hit a lot of my favorites from the most recent album. They also hit their new singles, which are pretty good too. Ending on a big banger with Life Goes On. Just like I said, I wanted that positivity.
Yes.
To end the show on after Roykon little bit of a downer at times, great stuff. But this is that just like explosion of pure joy that I that is power metal to me,
Yes, 100% for me as well. Big feelings, big positive feelings. It's great. We like it a lot. Can you tell that we like it a lot? I don't know how many ways we can say something is great.
Yeah, and like they're doing, I think, a few more shows in Europe later this year. I think maybe in Spain,
they have one in Germany
or something.
Yeah, they have Germany upcoming. So if you are close, go check them out. It is really, really worth it. Trust me.
Definitely.
Don't be put off by the language barrier. It doesn't matter. If you really care, you can look up the song translations, the lyrics beforehand or after. You don't need that. Don't worry about it.
You don't need it.
Listen to the music, listen to them perform, and you will get the core feelings. You will get the core concept, and it is really, really good, really worth it. As I say, go see live bands, and this is one of the live bands you must see if you like anything remotely close to power metal, melodic metal, or even if you like rock, good old cool rock. Get in there, go see them live.
I can't imagine not liking this, and not being won over by it. It's just so good. It's
that good. It's really that good. I don't know.
So
we're glazing them, but we don't know what that's it. That's what we feel. That's how it goes. Yeah. And they have their outfits are amazing. They have this sort of uniform, but it's tailored differently for each of them. It's styled differently, so you can still tell their individuality. But it's this cool blue on one side, one on the other side, sort of modern. Would you even call it like kimono with skirts? I don't know enough.
A little bit.
I don't know enough technical vocabulary for this.
I'm not fashion pilled enough to tell
you.
Yes,
but
so it looks cool.
But it looks
That's
so
all
cool.
I can tell you.
Yeah, and they put a lot of effort in a lot of the details. It's really worth it. Check out the photos I took on our Instagram. We took photos of all the bands between the crew and me. So look forward to that on Powerful Podcast Instagram. Yes, Facebook too. Amazing. That was the best way to finish the fest, which wasn't finished because we have the after party. And this time we did go.
Going.
Yeah, we did go.
Yes.
We dragged Kyle to the after party.
I was alive at this point. Like I said, I totally rallied for these last couple of shows here.
We all got our fourth wind just from the Hagane show. It really filled us with life, and we did the walk, and we got there. It was already full of people because officially the after party starts at the same time as the final set. And we got some drinks, and we talked with a bunch of friends there. Kyle is very popular. He has his little US crew that goes to all the festivals.
Yeah, it's so much fun for me to see some of my usual suspects from the American Fest just popping on over to Europe for that version of it.
Yeah,
it's comforting, I suppose, and it also just shows the dedication of the really cool power metal fans. I was standing with them during Twilight Force, and we're all singing Fly to the Sapphire Dragon together. It's a lovely time.
Lovely time. Shout out to all the guys. We talked with a bunch of people in there. We met our boy John again, which I consider the
number one powerful
fan. Great dude. Incredibly photogenic while doing crowd surfing. He could give a masterclass in crowd surfing. I got a new photo of him. It's incredible how he looks good while crowd surfing. We talked to, I don't know, we didn't mention it at all. We talked with Erendil and with Nicoletta, the official elves of Epic Fest. We did some little videos with them.
Official, only Epic Fest would have official elves.
That's where all how you can
That's
tell.
it, yeah.
That's how all the other festivals are lacking. Man with Power is there in a close second with the video game stuff, but
Yeah,
you need
and,
official
like,
elves.
in the cheese curd massacre. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's there, but it's part of this is the kind of play of event we went to, and Erendil once again commanded that after party to death. It's just his show.
The main
That's his
character
show.
of
Yeah,
Epic Fest.
and everyone loves it. And we play all the songs. He makes the DJ play I Want It That Way, and everyone sings along because, of course, all the metalheads know the NSYNC songs, as expected.
But hey! I Want That Way is Backstreet Boys. Come on, man.
Oh, it is? Yeah, you're right.
Isn't it?
I don't know, man.
You're gonna piss off a very specific set of people if you're making that mistake.
I mean, I don't think it's that specific. I think that's bigger than all of the power metal combined. The truth is, I was always an NSYNC person. I was never into the Backstreet Boys. That was my team was NSYNC back then.
Welcome back to 1999.
Welcome back. Yeah, they never left. Did you know the Backstreet Boys never stopped touring at all? They have been active all along.
Is that true?
Yeah, for real.
Oh.
Yeah, it blew my mind. We just stopped paying attention. We're bad fans. NSYNC did stop.
I was a child, Fernando.
You were a child. You're too young for this conversation. Anyways, this after party again was amazing. I finally got to talk with Conti after so long.
Twilight Force was at the after party.
Yeah, and also the Chiara was there from Moonlight Haze. And a bunch of other people. Like that's how it works. Chacomoboli was there the night before, if I'm not mistaken. We just weren't there. But I finally got to talk to Conti after doing music with him with Froge or Froge. I don't actually know how it's supposed to be pronounced, but
I don't know.
Go check it out. It's on the Rhapsody chart. It was cool. And we just had a grand time listening to power metal, singing along, having some drinks with friends. We didn't stay all the way to the end because I didn't want Kyle to die. He deserved
I don't know when it
sleep.
ends. I did my contractual partying. Okay, it was a good time. It's just like the after party there it's very different from the after parties we do at the American festivals. Because this one it's louder and you have to pay for the drinks. I guess are the two main differences, as opposed to the communal drinks and the more relaxed vibes. But they're both valid.
Also, like this one is actually festival sanctioned, right? That's why you have to pay for drinks.
It is more. It's on the actual set list.
It's
yes,
on the
it
set list. It is part like the bar is part of the venue and all that.
Yeah,
so
it's not just people hanging out at a hotel.
Yeah, exactly. Like your after parties in the US are more of they were born from the people, and they are like not officially endorsed, but this one is officially endorsed. And I love it because it makes sense. There's people that just want to keep on going, and also it's a different group of people. Depending on the set list, depending on the area of the festival we were at, we were talking to different people. We had little different groups because people like doing different things, and it's very cool. And we had some great chats with all these international friends that we meet at different fests only. Of course, I will recognize that this is a very privileged thing that we can do. But if you are in any way near this fest or capable of coming to this fest, or I would even tell you, are you traveling for your vacation? I will recommend Denmark. I would recommend
it's a nice place,
or somewhere around, and make it so that one of the weekends you get to Epic Fest while you're on vacation. Going to somewhere else, maybe take a train to Germany. We almost did that. It's worth it. It's great if you like this stuff. If you like just hanging out with a bunch of people that like the same things as you do, they had little tables, the tables at the main hall, which was basically an area just near the merch table where people could just chat, get together and talk. They had these centerpieces made of Magic the Gathering cards arranged in a bouquet.
Just why not?
That tells you the kind of people that are around here.
And even if you're like a solo traveler, I think you could easily just pop up here and meet a bunch of new friends.
100%. We actually talked to a bunch of solo travelers that they said that they were suddenly living with new friends when they didn't expect it. Yeah, and this is the best thing about this fest, I think. The real fest is happening between the bands, for sure. That is my verdict after 3 years.
Yeah, and like we talked to so many people at the festival, and I think just about every single one was like, it's, the music is awesome, but it's the people and the community that really makes something like this, so special.
Like, look at this. We've been talking about it for 2 hours, and we could talk about it for 2 more hours.
Yeah,
but we already have.
We should. I think we should talk about the stuff that's announced for next year, and then let the good people get on with their day.
Oh yes, because like it is now tradition. It seems like this is the current state of festivals. You just announce at least some of the following year's roster during the festival, and we had the first bunch of bands here announced. Let's start with the smaller ones, okay? So for 2027 Epic Fest, which is chapter 5, we have the 7th Guild.
This is a huge one for me.
Yes, Italy. Wait, come on.
We talked about how great the Italians were this year, and let's just shove them all together into the 7th Guild and have them do I'm sure what'll be a fantastic show.
Yes, like I would like to see that, because having those 3 vocalists singing live those songs which are quintessential Italian power metal, sign me up. That is incredible. Still, I think these are Italians too, right? Skeleton is playing.
That's one of their guys, yeah.
So this is gonna be great. It sounds in name similar to Trick or Treat. They are all Italians. That seems to be in the water or something. Always worthy with the Italians. We have other bands coming from the other side of the pond. Owlbear, first time in Europe.
Yeah.
Would you look at that?
Awesome.
Owlbear is growing, which is nice to see.
It's so funny because I think Owlbear just got so much like more successful than they anticipated, and they just keep stepping up like the performances that they get to do. This is so awesome to see. I love seeing them live, and I don't think Europe is ready for what they're about to get.
Europe might not be ready.
No, the European mind cannot comprehend the Owlbear.
Oh man, the live show is great. The live show is absolutely great. So it's great to see them getting there. We also have Tower Hill, also their first time in Europe. They are from Canada. I have not listened to them, but when you see that they do heavy metal and their themes are drinking and mythology and war, sure, that might be fun. Looks fun. What else do we have here? We have Heimdall. Are you familiar with Heimdall?
I have not listened to Heimdall.
I am not.
If you want to check out.
Super familiar with them, but this is the cool thing. I like discovering bands live for the first time. So this might be super cool. Something cool like, what is this? Dreamtale. I know Dreamtale.
Yeah, the Secret Door band themselves, man.
That's
it. I would I would love to see Dreamtale. That's one where I'm like, wow. It's another band where I'm like, I've never thought I'd get a chance to see them. This could be it.
Yeah.
They've also got Power Paladin coming back. I love to see a band get invited back. Power Paladin, I think, were just a really great show when they were in Gimli a few years ago. Their new album, also pretty good. So I'm happy to see them getting another go at Epic Fest here.
Yeah. We also have Tungsten from Sweden doing some heavy power, hard rock stuff.
And Holkoff is another one. That's another was there a year or two ago, I think. So,
yes.
happy to see them getting bumped up there.
Yeah, so they're probably gonna play one stage larger than before.
I would assume so.
I assume so. And now we have the first thing that seems like super interesting. That we've mentioned that previous years, we've known people that based on some of the announcements, they immediately booked the hotel for the following year. And Power Quest with their classic lineup might be one of those things.
Yeah, so, okay, this is contentious for me because Power Quest have been a part of a festival I was going to see, and then they canceled. I'm pretty sure they've canceled festival appearances more than once. So I'm not getting my hopes up. You know, I'm sure if this happens, it'll be great. But I've been burned before by a Power Quest announcement, so I'm just a little trepidatious here.
But this Power Quest, if I'm not mistaken, this means Alessio Garabello is singing, right?
It says classic lineup,
so it must mean that. I don't know what else it could mean. I don't know what it means because it just says classic lineup, but I assume it's that. So that would be very cool to see. And what seems to be one of the headliners announced here is Hammerfall, which is the most standard festival power metal band in existence. So not
Pretty much,
surprises. Yeah. No, this is nothing to get super crazy about. Like, I guess Hammerfall would be there eventually just by sheer statistics because they are always playing everywhere. And people say they're cool, I guess. So sure. Great.
They are the okayest, legacy power metal band of all time.
Yeah. So what do we think will show up besides these guys? Because this is nowhere near a full lineup.
This is maybe half-ish of the full lineup, probably. So plenty more announcements to come, and I think some pretty solid ones here to start with. I don't want to get my hopes up super high. I know we keep saying, "Oh man, we need more Japanese bands." Maybe they'll snag another one there.
Yeah.
We'll see what else happens. I hope maybe they bring back Fellowship. I was missing that this year. Come on, man.
Yeah, they should play every year, right?
They should. Or Twilight Force. It's the perfect band for this. Bring them back.
No, we know that variety is the best. As much as we love these fans to repeat everything, that's not ideal. Because there's a lot of good bands.
There's a lot of good
power
bands.
metal is so not dead, man. So not dead. It's incredible. We did it.
Yes. Epic Fest Chapter 5 with Power and Rage. Next April in Roskilde. Oh boy.
Are we going?
I haven't booked anything. I think I should get a room at a refundable room at the Scandic just in case.
We're just gonna fill up the Scandic again, I guess.
Yeah, probably. I'm not 100% in yet, but I think I said that the last 3 years, and here we are. So I'm not gonna make any silly definitive statements here.
Yeah, exactly. We really can't. I've been saying I wasn't going forever, for months, and I went anyway. But it's not as easy for me. So we really will see. We'll see. Hopefully for more Japanese fans, and we'll try to help as much as we can because we like this festival. We like to see it succeed. We like to see the band succeed. You should go, dear listener. That's my recommendation. And if you do go by a recommendation, let us know. Let everyone know. Just because it's nice to spread the word around and make more friends. And to all the listeners that we met in person, it was great meeting you. You guys are awesome. We didn't know you existed for real. And now we know. It's not the same seeing numbers on the internet versus actually getting someone to tap you on the shoulder and go, "Hey, you're from the Powerful Podcast, right? Listen to the episode before coming. That was great." And you're like, "What? For real? Wow."
Yeah, it's real people out there, man.
You are awesome. You guys are awesome. You know who you are. You are all absolutely awesome. I'm looking forward to meeting you, if not at Epic Fest, maybe at some other show or fest or somewhere in the world. But for now, we're done. This is the episode. One of the long ones. We knew it was going to be long. You knew it was going to be long.
We knew this was a long one.
That's the plan. And you will get more Epic Fest content. On YouTube and on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Find Powerful, the Power Metal Podcast. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. Just search for the whole phrase. Powerful, the Power Metal Podcast. If you don't search for the whole thing, it doesn't work because powerful is too common of a word. But we are, this is our life now. That's how it is. The Power Metal Podcast, the one Power Metal podcast in English, as far as we know. We are so laser focused, but we talk about other stuff too. Find us, like, subscribe, rate, I don't know. Things that kids do. Call to action.
Thank you to everyone that has us on Patreon. Funding the things like the guitar picks and whatnot, and the hosting for everything.
Yes,
we very much appreciate it.
Our patrons in Patreon, you guys are the best, and you help us keep doing this. It's like that. It's not cheap. So thank you. You are the real heroes, the real Power Metal heroes. Even if it's just $1, it means a lot. When people say that, they actually mean it. You have no idea when you look at the numbers. That $1 makes a lot of difference.
True.
For now, stay powerful.
Stay powerful.